What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the Draft League Viability. I've been waiting so freaking long to be saying that. I want to get started with a Mon in 7th gen that I wanted to do from the very start, and that is going to be my boy, Toxapex. If you don't know what this Pokemon is, then you might want to avoid it if you wanted to avoid spoilers. However, since the game is out, I feel very confident in being able to talk about this. Toxapex is a very awesome Pokemon. It has some amazing defenses. It has, I'm trying to think off the top of my head because technically the game hasn't been out yet and I'm recording it early. Let me get up the hacked calc. Toxapex is one of the new poison water type Pokemon that was just introduced into 7th gen. Jesus, that's going to be so hard for me to say in this series. But Toxapex is pretty much going to be the premier bulky water type, in my opinion, of Draft League format. Poison water typing is an amazing typing to where it's mainly weak to ground, psychic, electric. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. So, 3 really easy things to cover with psychic and ground being a really good thing. Like if you get a really good ghost type, like a really good bulky ghost type, you can handle things pretty well, especially if it's a really good bulky ghost type. Toxapex has some really unique stat distributions as well. As you can see on your screen, it has a very poor HP stat of base 50. While that might seem like it's very pitiful, having base defense of 152 and 142 special defense, having base 50 HP is not the biggest deal. It is still extremely fat. Not only that, it has the ability Regenerator, so you don't have to worry about ever being too low on health. It also has abilities to recover itself automatically. With Recover, it's absolutely amazing, so you don't have to just run Regenerator. Having access to Regenerator plus Recover means that you're not forced to run one source of recovery. If you wanted to run Regenerator one game because he had like a really good steel type to neutralize his other ability, Merciless, which I will talk about in a minute, then you could do that and you wouldn't have to run Recover. Say you had a really cool matchup against a Pokemon to where you wanted to run the ability Merciless. This thing has insane abilities to take advantage of its unique ability in Merciless. If you don't know what Merciless does something really cool. Every Pokemon that is poisoned, this Mon now crits them with every single move possible. What is really awesome is the fact that not only does this thing have access to toxic spikes to poison everything on that is like on the field, aside from like levitators and steel types, it means that it also has access to the move Venoshock. So it's going to be hitting something with base 130 special attack, even though it's base 53. 130 special attack is the power of Venoshock when something is poisoned. It's going to be a crit. So things like Calm Mind users and things of that nature are never going to be able to set up on you because you can crit it every single time. So it's going to be hitting extremely hard. As a little kind of show as to what this ability can do for it, with base 53 attack, this thing can 2-hit KO specially defensive Sylveon with Venoshock as long as it is poisoned from toxic spikes. That's insanely powerful for base 53, and a wall. Having a wall that is no longer setup fodder just because it can crit everything is awesome. The only thing that might be a little bit of a problem is like Magikarp or Uniclus because it's not going to be taking the poison damage. Anything that will be taking the poison damage is instantly in 2-hit KO range just because it's base 130 power on a move and a crit. Also, this thing has access to some really unique moves, and I forget the name of the move right off the bat, but it has a move to where when it protects itself, it can actually poison the target if the target touches it. So let's say you wanted to run like Regenerator, but you still wanted to poison the opponent, but you didn't want to run toxic spikes. You could run that Volt Turn. If your opponent wants to U-turn on you, instantly they're going to be poisoned, and then Venoshock is still doing 130 base power. It might not be a crit, but it's still 130 base power, and that's really freaking hard hitting. Not to mention, this thing also gets access to really cool moves like Scald, which is awesome. Having access to, actually hold on, I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet to where it shows all the cool moves of this. Not only is this thing not set up fodder because it can crit everything with the ability Merciless, it also gets access to the move Haze. So if something is like a really bulky setup mon, like a Calm Mind mon like Suicune, instantly you can haze it and you'll be good to go. So you have now 2 ways of stopping this thing from becoming setup fodder. It also has access to the likes of Poison Jab, so it can be ran physical or special. It has access to Ice Beam, obviously Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Wave, Scald, Baneful, Bunker. That's the poison type protect move. So while this thing isn't going to be any type of like sweeper or anything like that, this thing is going to be fat. It's going to be a pain in the butt to take down. It's going to be a slow bro of 7th gen, and that is going to make this thing a very, very good top round bulky water pick. Well guys, that's pretty much all I have to say on this mon. It was a very easy mon for me to cover first off, but it has some really cool notions on it, and it can also be really cool to think of really good cores to come up with in Draft League format before everyone else can. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like down below. Also, make sure you leave a comment letting me know what you want me to cover in the future. Leave some 7th gen mons for me to cover and I'll gladly do it. There's a lot of really cool mons that I have some really cool ideas for. I'm just going to go in the order that you guys suggest them. But guys, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.